Hello and welcome to Northside Now. This is the podcast where we take you on a tour through all of the ministries and the latest happenings around Northside Church to keep you better connected with your church family. I'm one of your hosts, Patrick, and with me as always are my dashing co-hosts, the fabulous Glenn Miller and the enigmatic Kevin Bryant.
What's up? Hey, but I didn't do my makeup this morning. I'm not quite as dashing as normal.
That's why I said you were enigmatic. Glenn's got his makeup on.
I got stuck on the dashing.
The one thing we're not doing is dashing through the snow.
Not right now.
We're dashing through
Dashing through my sweat.
the sweat.
Did you get rain?
A little, yeah.
It just made it muggy, though.
I know.
Wish it would, actually cool things down.
My parents said at their house, it's so random. There'll be a pocket here and a pocket there. It'll be wet in the parking lot over on University, and it won't be anything here. They said they got an inch and a half of rain, a week and a half ago? We got nothing.
Interesting.
We're less than, 2 miles away from their house?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I did see that this is the first named heat wave in history.
What?
They've actually named this heat wave. It's gotten so hot.
Is it Rufus, or does it start with an A?
No, it's Zoe, actually. It started with a Z. I don't know.
So they're going backwards.
They're going
from,
backwards,
the storm pattern.
I guess. But yeah, it's the first named heat wave in history.
Zoe, is that with two E's?
No.
Like you could spell it.
I think they just spelled it Z-O-E. For all our Canadian listeners, that's
Z-O-E-E-Y.
Huh?
Z-O-E-E-Y.
E-E-Y?
How does Zoe Deschanel spell her name?
Like that, I think.
Yeah, see? So I'm not that far off. Don't give me that weird look.
This is just the look I always give you.
Well, you've just blown my mind by the whole Zoe thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Yeah. Look at Patrick keeping up with the news. Do you do that while you're staying up at night with the baby?
Yeah, I have a lot of time on my hands now that I'm not sleeping.
Yeah. That's what I thought was happening. So, well, we have some friends with us in the podcast room. We have Janae Bryant.
Hello.
And Ellie Williams.
Hey.
How are y'all today?
Pretty good. Yeah.
I'm so excited that we caught y'all before school started back. Are y'all ready?
No, not at all.
Have y'all listened to our last podcast yet with Miss Judy Brown talking about getting ready to go back to school?
A better question is, have you listened to any of our podcasts?
Yes, I actually listened to the last one.
Okay, good.
Oh, the one before her then. Oh, cool.
No, the one about school.
Oh, the one. Oh, so you have heard Miss Judy. Okay. Yeah. Or Mrs. Brown, because you go to her school. Mm-hmm. We better get that right.
That's why she listened to it. She felt obligated to.
Yeah. Did you like
There's
that?
going to be a test on it later.
Yes.
Did you pull up any good tips for this year?
I did, yeah.
Well, were you amazed to hear that we used to have cigar boxes to carry our pencils in?
Yeah, I was very confused at first of what you were talking about.
Well, I figured, things have changed a little bit. And that was kind of, all the gadgets. Autumn is here with us today as well in the house. And the girls here were all amazed at all the gadgets you busted out, Patrick.
That's the best part about having kids is all the gadgets you get.
I mean, he's like a little baby blender and
it was a bottle warmer, but same thing.
Baby blender? You're not supposed to do that with babies.
Yeah, no.
That's a little weird.
That's how I get her to fall asleep. I just spin her real fast until she passes out. And then
that's called the clothes dryer.
And that is called sarcasm also. I don't actually do that. Don't call Child Protective Services on me.
Disclaimer. Yeah, how many of you have either your own photos or pictures of your kids in the dryer?
In the dryer?
No? That's just maybe a Bryant thing.
I guess so.
Like the kids will climb in the dryer, or I don't know. I am sorry to say I just admitted that.
Janae, you like to get in the dryer and just tumble around a little bit?
I mean,
it's nice and warm, and
ours are in the dog crate.
Your kids are in the dog crate?
Yeah, so that's always good. That's always good. You like baby jail.
I'm so concerned right now.
Yeah. So that's always
they make playpens.
I've seen the your little baby corrals.
Yeah, no, well, it's I called it the baby octagon. We throw two babies in there to fight.
Well, we have you ladies here because y'all have recently taken a really a short trip across the world, right?
It was a long trip.
Oh,
very long.
It was a long trip. So y'all went to Africa with the mission team to Tanzania. and got to see and hang out with our friends from Gamasara. And I'm jealous, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm glad y'all got to go. And y'all were two of like our first youth to ever go. And so what did y'all think?
It was amazing. I miss it so much, and it was a really good experience. It was eye-opening. I think it was something I needed this year.
Yeah, it was like a really great experience. Like the people there, like I miss them. It was really neat to see like how they live over there and like get to connect with them.
Yeah. Now, why, Janae, did you say that you think you needed that? What made you come to that conclusion that was important?
I guess it was kind of a reminder that like he's still there. I don't know. Throughout the whole trip, I was just like, seeing him everywhere, and it was just a time there wasn't any distractions anywhere. I didn't have my phone. Like I took it for pictures, but I couldn't use it for anything else. So that took a lot of everything out, and I just felt like he was there, and I needed that to know that. So
how long did y'all went? 10 days, 14 days?
I think it was like 13
days.
I think so.
So, Ellie, let me ask you that question. What about not having your phone and stuff? You survived 13 days without a phone. What in the world? I mean, it's a miracle. Let's talk about that a little bit. Unplugging. I mean, were you surprised when you got there and realized that a lot of them have phones and stuff that are cell phones, and they're a little bit different? Landlines don't really work well over there, do they? So.
Yeah, honestly, I was like surprised at like all the stuff that they did have.
Yeah.
And when we were in Mwanza, like on our way, there were even like big flat screen TVs and stuff.
I know the first time I went, I was expecting like grass huts and, and things like that. And that's not, you see some of that occasionally when you're driving by them a lot of times, but it's not always everything you see. It's a little bit different. You get to experience a different culture in a different country, but yet in your mind, and I think that's what causes a lot of problems too for folks is they think, they're over in mud huts, and that's just not 100% accurate. So what are some of the things y'all did? What was kind of y'all's daily schedule? I mean, not the travel days, because we know that was just tough, and we'll talk about that maybe in a little bit, but I don't want to send y'all into PTSD. But what was some of your just daily schedule? Once you were there, what was kind of your daily schedule?
I think one of the bigger things we did every single day was going to the school and like seeing the kids, spending time with the kids. We always saw our translators every single day, but we stayed a lot with the kids. That was our big main thing. And then throughout each day, we just did different things. It was kind of like what they needed us to do.
What was some of your most favorite things, Ellie, that you got to do during those times?
In the afternoons, a lot of times while they were like handing out like eyeglasses or different things like that, we got to go down and just like hang out with the kids like while they were like playing like at recess kind of, and we just got to like connect with them and play with them during that time, and that was probably one of my favorite things that we got to do.
I know that was one of mine. Hanging out with the kids was so much fun. Do you experience those kids to be the same as the kids that we have here? Because both of you hang around kids.
No.
What makes them so different, you think?
I'm not really for sure because thinking that they don't have a lot, some more than others, but just their smiles are real, the laughter they have, and how they love learning. Like, I don't see that a lot here, which I understand. It's just like they're full of laughter and joy.
Yeah, like education's like a big opportunity for them, so they don't want to like take advantage of it, and they really like try hard in school and like enjoy that.
Yeah. Do y'all feel like education's kind of forced for y'all? Like you have to do this, or maybe like the police department's going to come out and pick you up or something?
Oh, yeah.
But so school is a little bit different when it is seen as a blessing, an opportunity to be able to get to do it and know that the opportunities you have further in life are different. And you get to experience that fully when you're there.
Yep.
You're going to look at this school year a little differently now?
Probably, yeah. I guess being more thankful for it and knowing that it's a if every single year.
Yeah. Well, y'all also got to do something I'm not sure any of the other teams have ever done, Patrick, is y'all got to go to a wedding.
Oh my goodness.
So I think this was the first wedding.
So
that they
tell
went
us
to.
about a Tanzanian wedding, because I want to make sure that y'all's weddings are like this. I'm going to take notes. So tell us about that.
So it was like an outdoor ceremony, and they had like tents everywhere. It was supposed to start at 4 that afternoon, and the bride and groom probably didn't come till like 6 that night. Like, there was tons of dancing and singing, and we also got to go to the reception. So.
Yeah. And at the wedding, like itself, it really surprised me because, I was expecting, I don't really know, like a lot bigger, but it was just in the schoolyard, lots of dancing, and it was very different. It was very cool to see their cultural like traditions. But yeah, then like afterwards, the reception is like the big thing. Big thing. Yeah. And with all of us being tired with traveling like all the days, not a lot of people wanted to go, which is understandable. It's just, I think Ellie, me, and Ben, we wanted to go.
Yeah.
And so Miss Carrie Sisson and Mr. Rowland, they were like, okay, we'll go with you guys. And we went, and when we pulled up, let me tell you, you could hear the music from far away. And it was lit up with so many lights, and you went to like, I think it was a tent. It was
it was tent. Like in a hotel kind of, but it was like a big tent.
Yeah, yeah. It was amazing though. The lights, the setup of everything. Like when you first walked in, there was a long line, and it's just this long line for food. Like you came up to this window, and I was like, that's a long line. But you walk down, and to me, it felt like I was the one getting married. Like when you walk down the arch thing, and there was tables everywhere. And the music was very loud, very loud. And then there was this one person that would just be talking forever, every minute.
It was as nice as a reception here. Like I thought it was really fancy, and it was beautiful. When they were presenting the wedding cake, they have 15 like little like tiny wedding cakes, and then like a 10-layer cake too.
Oh wow.
Like they had so many cakes, but they had to like present them to all their like family members or important people.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it
took forever.
It took forever. But it was really neat to see.
So did they say something like, Aunt and so and Uncle so and so, you meant so much to me over all these years? Was it like that, or and here's your cake? Or
it wasn't really speeches.
Okay,
it was more of like them. Yeah, this group would get together, get the cake, dance a little bit down the aisle thing. Okay. And then the person that they were giving it to would be waiting right in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And they would just dance, walk. Most of them got fabric things put on them. And then they were given the cake. But the main cake, it was stressing us out because we saw them. They hung it from this little like pole thing. It was 6-8 layers.
Yeah, like it was really big.
Oh, it was stressing us out because they were hanging it by this one little ring.
Oh wow.
Was it like leaning or like falling?
Yeah, it like kept shaking.
Like, it was swaying.
Yeah, it was.
So how many cows was presented for the bride and groom? Do y'all know those details? Because I know they were talking about how many, cows, like 50 cows to marry my kid, different stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not for sure because since we don't really understand the language, we probably missed a lot. But the little we did understand, I did find out one of the things is they're paying for the wedding during the reception. So like this rapper came and started rapping, and people came up and like gave money. I was like, huh? And yeah, I found out they paid for the reception throughout the reception.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the bride and groom would get up in the middle, and then everybody just come and throw money at their feet, basically.
Wow.
Man, that should have done that at my wedding reception. All right, everybody just come throw money at my feet.
So it was very different than the weddings you've seen and been a part of. So that's cool. That's neat to get to experience something like that.
You said there was a lot of food. Was the food good?
We couldn't eat it because we weren't allowed, just because we didn't know, what it was made of or anything. We were only allowed to eat the team house and then our packed lunches. Like at the airports, we couldn't eat anything. When we left the U.S., we couldn't eat anything except prepackaged stuff.
I guess that's smart, though. Keep you from getting sick.
It was smart.
Yeah.
It was really hard, though, sometimes. Like at the wedding, the cake looked good.
And their fruit and stuff like that looks good. And it's fresh because you see it hanging on trees and stuff like that. I mean, I've known different places I've been, you're just like, I want to try that so bad.
And it was at the wedding that we had to use a cho if we wanted to use the restroom.
Yeah.
And I told myself when I saw this, I was like, I'm not using those. I'm not. And at the wedding, I was like, I have to use the bathroom. And then we come in and there's only chos. That's all. We're like, okay.
So to be clear, the cho is a bathroom, and let's describe a cho. All right. So
For all those listening, yeah.
yes, I mean you got to describe it.
A hole in the floor.
It's basically just a hole in the ground.
Yeah. So there's no commode, there's no running water
Nope.
at those particular ones, and there are
yeah.
some in the country that are that way.
Fancier ones, you have a spray handle that you can spray the floor down if you need to. But
Yeah.
that wasn't a lot.
Yeah. So that's different. You didn't get to practice that before you left the United
No.
States, did you?
That was our first experience with them.
With our dresses too, not just skirts, dresses.
Yeah. Because that's something you're going to remember the rest of your life. You'll be telling your grandkids someday, wow, let me tell you about this one time, Well, cool. And then, so you got to do a wedding. You were at the school. Talk a little bit about church, because how different was their church service, or similar compared to like our church services here?
So we didn't go to an actual church service.
Oh, y'all didn't make the church?
Yeah.
No, we made it on Sunday afternoon, so we
Okay.
just
Yeah.
missed it.
And then the other Sunday we were there, we were traveling to, was it the Serengeti?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like we saw lots of groups coming back from church and stuff. And we saw like, we would pass churches or like little like houses, and you would hear lots of singing and all that. But we got to meet with them in the church.
Yeah.
And the women sang for us, which was amazing. Beautiful voices.
Singing's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Like when we were driving down there on Sunday, we would see lots of people like on the side of the road, like carrying chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they had like just come from church or like just been. So
Yeah. Singing is hard to describe, and y'all experience that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anything else of the actual week that you're there with the children? I mean, I know y'all went to hang out with Moses and the kids there, and I think were the kids in school or something a lot too. So
Yeah. So when we visited the Gamasara kids, they were in school, and like one of the days we painted their school blue, and so they moved out into the yard to just play games and stuff. And by the end, I got distracted and went to play with them too. And then when we visited the Angel House, the kids weren't there because they were in school, and we got to go to the school, and I don't think we met all the kids, but we met a lot of the girls because we were doing the Days for Girls there.
oh yeah,
And that was amazing. I love seeing that, and just how this little thing can help them so much.
yeah. The Days for Girls program is really important, and what that is that helps girls during their menstrual cycles and things like that. It's a really important thing for them. So it's a blessing that we're able to take those kits to them, and they get excited when they see those things. And I understand that, so that's good. Now, y'all did a lot of traveling, and y'all stopped at a museum or something on the way to the Serengeti. Was there like a really big snake or something there?
Oh my goodness. They dance with snakes. Oh my goodness.
they were like huge.
Yeah, I stood up and watched them until they were back in the box.
You didn't hold the snakes?
No, absolutely not.
I got to experience that too, and I'm with you. I'm not, as long as I know a snake's not going to hurt me, I'm okay. But these, they're big.
They're big.
These were big snakes, and I was like, I think I'm going to step back here a little bit. So, but that was pretty cool. Did you run into any of the Maasai?
We did. We stopped by.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we went in that gate, so we got to see their
cool.
village and.
All right, I didn't get to do that. I was really upset by that.
Yeah, we stopped by, and it was weird to see an actual tribe because in Africa, I was expecting an actual tribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in Gamasara, but we went there and it was really different. They actually had like huts made out of cow poop.
Yeah.
And then they had everything set up that they wanted to sell to us. That was a little stressful. It was a lot of stressful.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to like sell it for a big price. But us with the little amount of money we have, we're like, no.
Yeah, so just kind of go back and forth with them a little bit.
Yeah.
You're talking about using every bit of the cow. A lot of times we don't think about that part too, do we? But before we talk about the Serengeti, what about the food? Because you did talk a little bit about food, but the team house provides food. Did y'all stay at the team house, the Australian Team House? Yeah. That's a nice place. And so talk a little bit about the food. I mean, did you go hungry or?
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Our chef, she was amazing. Like her food was like so good.
Yeah. And I figured out how to make coffee taste like hot chocolate, by the way.
Oh. And
Interesting.
what was some of your favorite food that you had that was maybe different? I mean, I know rice and beans is a big staple anywhere else than the United States, but
For me, like surprisingly, like everything was really good. But the main meal for me was rice and this like, I think it was cabbage. I'm not really for sure what it was. Someone else and we were arguing about it the whole time about what it was. Cabbage, I don't really know, but it was like with a tomato sauce and then beans and just all of that mixed together with some avocado on top and some of
that
that.
sounds good.
It was so good. That was my favorite meal.
And their fruit too was like really good. Like their mango, like it was all like fresh and stuff, so it was really good there.
Yeah, when you're where they have fruit all the time, that's pretty cool.
Y'all are making me hungry.
Yeah, I know.
Is it lunchtime yet?
All right, then you went to the Serengeti, which is about like the safari park out here at Alamo. Pretty close.
No.
No,
No.
it's a little different, isn't it? And it's different than a zoo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
When you see an elephant the size of a building walking around, that's kind of wild.
how close they are to you. Like
Yeah.
they weren't like close that we could touch them, but like they were just there, just like eating grass and everything.
What were some of the animals y'all got to see?
We saw a lot of wildebeest, like a whole
And
lot.
zebras.
Oh, wow.
And we got to see some lions, so that was really neat.
Lots of giraffes. And like throughout the whole thing, there were a lot of baby animals because of the season it was.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
that was just cute. That was so cute. And then we saw hippos. One of the days we saw them sunbathing, which
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we saw like probably 30 hippos
Oh,
like
wow.
out of the
Okay.
water. Like that was.
and then we saw one cheetah. We saw ostriches.
We saw several birds and like that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of different antelope things.
Yeah.
Because there's a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of different types
Yeah,
of
there was
them.
like
Yeah.
antelope. There was a
Yeah.
gazelle. So there was an impala. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the baboons?
We saw a few of them. Not a
Yeah.
lot though.
We saw a bunch when I went, but we didn't see a whole lot of wildebeest. But I think y'all were there during one of the migrations.
Yeah, we were like,
Oh my goodness.
I saw a video that somebody shared from the team. I don't know if it's one of y'all, and it just kept crossing the road.
Yeah, like if you saw
How
one.
long did that take?
Well, like 10 minutes after
Oh, wow.
just sitting there, our drivers would just
like
drive through.
they'd eventually just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
so they weren't scared of anything like that. But we knew that when we saw one zebra or one wildebeest, we knew there were like 500 behind them.
And let's be honest, you want to own a safari truck, don't you?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Those are so cool.
awesome.
They could drive those things through anything. And everybody, they're Land Rovers, I think, is
Yeah,
what they
I
are.
think so.
Yeah,
but-
but they are cool.
They're very cool.
Yes.
The way they drove them, yep.
What was your favorite part about the Serengeti that
Like-
you enjoyed? Was it the animals or the scenery or?
Every morning, like when we went to eat breakfast, it was just the view like off the deck.
Mm-hmm.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that view itself. And then at night, like when we would see the controlled fires,
Oh, okay.
like on top of the hills, it just looks so cool. And then like one of the nights we saw this little car just driving down the hill, so you'd see this one light just keep moving. But just everything about it, I felt like I was in The Lion King, seriously.
Yeah. Did y'all go by some rock formations that look like the Lion King, the Pride Rock? Did y'all
I
go
think
by?
so,
It's like
Yeah,
we went to the bathroom
did.
there.
Like, is it like
Yeah.
the?
Big
like a
rocks.
visitor center
Yeah.
thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see a baboon holding up a little baby lion?
No, I wish.
Okay.
I wish though. Yeah. I was really hoping. We saw those like flat trees they have in the movies, like when the sun rises.
Acacia trees? Is
Yeah,
that
I
what it is?
think so.
Acacia?
Something like
it's
that. And then it was really cool. Like at first I got really concerned, but we got to drive through fires.
Wow.
Yeah, that was cool. Because like at first I was like, whoa, there's a fire. What's wrong? But then we found out it's just so like the grass can die and then it can grow again for like animals, because after a certain like length, animals don't go in it because, you know, stuff hides in it.
What about the flies and the bugs? Was there a bunch, or was it not too bad?
It really wasn't that bad. I don't
Wow,
think.
y'all were lucky.
Yeah, I got maybe 3 mosquito bites. It was not like I was expecting a lot more. But
a lot of times on the safari, especially when you get around the herds of animals, there's a lot of flies, and it's like they're annoying. I mean, it's horrible. So, well, Pastor Gary would be excited because they really got him on time. So, well, I got to talk a little bit to Janae before she left, and I would have said I didn't really get to say some of the same stuff to you, Ellie. But I said to her, I said, this will be the last time that I get to talk to you the way you are today, because you're going to be changed. So how do you think this trip changed you?
I think it really like put a lot of things like into perspective, seeing like the way that they have a lot less than us, but are still like grateful for everything, and like how we take like a lot of things for granted, kind of.
yeah, I would probably say the same thing. It's just like I don't really have any expectations going into it, really. You know, you'd see it in movies or like National Geographics about like how it looks in Africa, but like the weather itself broke that. It only got, probably the high it got was 80 something. It was not that hot at all. But just seeing them, the big part was the kids' school, like, and the teachers interacting with the kids. Like, it's not just the kids learn and the teachers leave. No, it was, they played with them and just everything, and just the joy all these people had. Just, you know, you can't smile when you're not around them. Yeah, just realizing they have so little, but yet they're happier than we are.
Yeah. Now, we did promise we would talk about the travel. So it's quite an adventure there and back, right?
Oh, yeah. It was cool to like stop by and see different, like you'd see a Muslim, a Jew. And then like, it was my first time, like, I think it was on the way back. We stopped, I don't really know where it was, but there was like different sections for like different languages. Like I would hear like,
yeah.
my mom and I talked to, just because we accidentally ran into them, but I talked to someone that had like a British accent, like very heavy.
I know we saw a lot of Australians.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Now, that's another place I'd like to go is Australia.
Me too.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to Australia. I think everything there is trying to kill you. So,
Well, I mean,
But the
pretty much the same thing in
kangaroos
Africa. I mean, even the grass is like stingy and sticky, but
all the thorns everywhere.
thorns everywhere and stuff like that. Yeah, that's part of it. And that was the way I grew up in Texas. I mean, everything there is trying to stick you and poke you to same
Texas
thing.
is the Australia of the United States.
But could you imagine like kangaroos whipping around everywhere? But
Kangaroos are dangerous.
They are. I see them getting. I saw that one kangaroo the other day on a TikTok was drowning somebody's dog.
I know. I was fixing. I've got look. I've seen pictures. We've got videos. That's close enough. I don't need to get any closer than that to a kangaroo.
Was there anything else about y'all's trip that y'all would like to share with everyone listening? And then I have another question for you.
I don't think so. There's so much.
So much.
But like,
Could go on and on and on.
yeah, like you could go on, and like some people have gone before, so they know your experience, but like you could tell someone so much about how you felt and everything, but they just wouldn't, you know what I mean? Because they weren't there, they didn't
You had to
experience it
experience
all. But it was just amazing, and I'm really thankful I got to go, and I can't wait to go next year again.
You ruined my second question. So what about you, Ellie? Was there anything you'd like else to share?
Again, like she said, you could go on about it like for days and still not cover everything.
Yeah.
But you like truly like just, I didn't understand it until like I actually saw it for myself.
So would you go again?
I want to.
You want to?
Yes.
You will go again, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good. And would it just be to Africa or just to go into the mission world and serve anywhere?
With this trip, I think it's just cool that they don't go like different places, they go there. That's where they go every single year, and so you have the opportunity to make connections, relationships with these people. Like it was cool to see Miss Carrie like dancing and laughing with basically someone she probably called her son.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a big part of this, where you just grow connections throughout the years you come. In general, I think it's cool just to go places and see different things.
Well, we are so glad that y'all got to go, and hopefully we get more youth to Africa and on the mission field all over. And so thanks for being our guinea pigs for this particular trip. Y'all want to be guinea pigs to Australia?
Let's do it.
That sounds good. Well, we're definitely glad that y'all are back and y'all had a good, safe trip and y'all had a wonderful, life-changing experience. And you will hang on to these memories and these experiences, and they'll alter you, and you'll have a much richer life because of it. So, so keep telling folks about it. And if you're interested in going to Africa or any of the mission work that we do here at Northside, contact Daphne Moses, Rev D, and she can help get you hooked up into what's coming up next. I don't know if anything is 100% planned in stone yet for next trips, but definitely I know that they're talking about them and getting them ready. Or you can bump into people like Ellie and Janae and Ben, and they can tell you more and more and more about it. And for me, that's important because I want to hear from people like y'all. Y'all are much better than a travel brochure, so that's pretty cool. Are y'all interested in what Patrick has for us that's coming up?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do we got coming up, Patrick?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Glenn, because we've got a lot coming up. This Sunday, August 7th, is Promotion Sunday. So all of the Chirins and the Utes will be going to their new classes. So that's exciting. August 10th, this coming Wednesday, we will have our new Wednesday night schedule. So 5 o'clock, dinner and open gym.
And the open gym is just for the youth. It's not like a open gym for
what, like 12 and up?
Yeah, sixth grade. The new sixth graders and up. So that's what that's for.
So yeah, 5 o'clock, dinner and open gym for the Utes. And then 5:45, we will have our service and children's choir at the same time. And then at 6:15, we're going to have all of our other activities, children activities, youth activities, connect groups, FAQs, confirmation, choir rehearsal, all that fun stuff is going to go 6:15 to 7:15. Make sure you get that written down so you're here at the right time. All right. Starting this past Sunday, if you take a filled out Connect card, if you're new at church, and you take out a filled out Connect card to the welcome centers, they will give you a free gift if it's your first time. So make sure you encourage all the visitors and people here to fill out a Connect card and go get a free gift at the welcome centers.
Do we know what those are?
I do not know.
Is it a secret?
I do not know. My copy here only says welcome gift. So.
Now, I mean, that should be like bring a friend so you could find out what it is, right?
Exactly. I'm just curious at this point.
Hey, Ellie and Janae, y'all bring some friends so we can find out what the gift is, okay?
Yeah. And save the date. Saturday evening, September 17th, and Sunday, September 18th. Beth Allison Barr will be here. She is the author of the book, The Making of Biblical Womanhood. Now, this is for both men and women. I want to stress that it's not just a something for the women. This is for everybody. So make sure you are here for both of those times and don't miss her speaking. There will also be copies of her book for sale at the welcome centers for $15. So make sure you pick one of those up so you're prepared.
Cool.
And do you want to be on the feed? The feed is our announcement video that plays every Sunday in church. If you have ever, watched some of these people up here helping to connect our people with what's going on and think, I could do that. I'd be good at that. Well, you can go to northsidejackson.com/creative arts and sign up to be in the feed. Well, thanks for podcasting with me, guys, and thanks to all of you out there in the world for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Instagram at Northside Now Podcast, go to our website, northsidejackson.com, or email us at podcast@northsidejackson.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Once again, this is Patrick.
This is Glenn.
I'm Kevin.
Janae.
Ellie.
And that's what's happening at Northside Now.
Bye-bye.